looks like this question goes to Jonathan Tannenwald. Go ahead.
Thanks, Aaron. First of all, am I right to say happy belated birthday?
Thank you.
I think we might have asked you this before the Olympics, and hopefully you don't mind if we ask it now with the state of the things with the pandemic. Would you mind telling us what the vaccination rate of your team is, if you're able to? And you or Aaron might be able to answer whether the new rule coming for the white companies for 100 employees, does that apply to U.S. soccer? And given the contracted nature of some of the players who are paid by U.S. soccer, does that apply to them? Would you happen to know that?
I didn't get the entire question. Second question, Jonathan.
Do you want me to ask again?
Yeah, I think that's something that either I nor Vlatko know, so let's take that line.
Okay.
But I think, and I'm not sure what is Vlatko, right, 85, 90%? Is that correct, Vlatko?
I really don't know all the details on it. That's probably a question for George or anyone on the medical staff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for you then. All right, let's go to Asif Burnham. Go ahead, Asif.
Hi, Vlatko. Hope you're well. My question's about Tobin Heath. She's yet to feature for Arsenal this season. So, are you happy with her match fitness going into these games? Do you believe she's ready to play the full 90 minutes, or will you look to ease her in more gently?
It was cutting off on me a little bit, but I heard the part that about Tobin Heath and how her fitness is. Is that correct?
Yeah, he asked if, because she hasn't played a club match yet, if how many minutes she's ready to play, or are you going to ease her in?
Yeah, Tobin is going to have limited minutes in this game. We're looking to get her in, if everything goes well today, for not more than 10 or 15 minutes in game one, if that, but not more than 20 minutes in game two. And hopefully she progresses from there, and we'll be able to play more minutes in the upcoming camps.
Thank you, Asif.
Thank you, Vlatko.
Yep. Go to Jason Anderson. Go ahead, Jason.
Hi, Vlatko. Thanks for your time today. I wanted to ask, I know every player coming in has some very specific things going on with their clubs and physical condition and all that. You have 3 players from the Spirit that were called in that have gone through a lot of not really soccer issues of late. I was wondering how you found them in terms of their mental state, their health, all of that, and how much of a special case is that for you as a coach?
I mean, we're very well aware of everything that is going on, not just with the Spirit, but around the league, and what stage of mental stage of the players are at. But we find all 3 of them, Kelly, Andy, and Sonnet, to be in very good spirits. They're excited to be in camp. They're actually physically in a very good stage, and we're going to see a lot of them in these 2 games. In fact, because their last 2 games got canceled, they're really excited to be on the field.
Thank you, Jason. Let's go to Kristen Mazur. Go ahead, Kristen. I think I unmuted you.
There we go. Good. Can you hear me? Okay, perfect. Hey, Coach, how are you?
Good,
welcome to Cleveland. Good to have you, and also happy belated birthday as well.
Thank you.
Kind of piggybacking off that last question, talking about some of these, players being called up. We obviously have a lot of veterans that have been a part of the squad, including Carly, and this is going to be, really big for her these last couple games before her retirement. But how do you think this sort of like the fresh blood, sort of like Mallory coming up that wasn't a part of the Olympics, is going to play a part in hopefully, I wouldn't say turn things around, because I think you guys are doing very well, but progress?
Yes, we're very excited to have some of these younger players back in camp with Mallory, Soph, Andy. They're very good players, have a lot of potential. But what makes us excited is the fact that they're in very good form. They're doing very well in the league. They're making impact for their teams and helping their teams be successful. So with them coming in camp, I think it's what we need. This point in time, just a little bit of a more energy, more enthusiasm to kick us off in the preparation for the World Cup qualifiers.
Excellent. Let's go to Seth Bertelny. Go ahead, Seth.
Hey, Vlatko, just wanted to piggyback on that last question a little bit and ask about Mallory Pugh. For a variety of reasons, she's only made one appearance for the national team since 2019, but she seems to have kind of rediscovered herself in Chicago this year. Just wondering what you've seen from her over the last several months that convinced you to call her in, and what kind of a role you see her having for the team in the future.
I mean, first, what is very important for Mallory, she's been healthy for a long period of time now. Second thing that allowed her to play, and which is very important for us, she plays well. Her performance is what made us call her back in camp. And when Mallory is performing well and she's staying healthy and she's performing well on a consistent basis, she's going to be very important piece of this puzzle, or she's going to be a very important player for this team. So I'm excited for her, and we're looking forward to have Mel at good form, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of her in these upcoming games.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thank you. Let's go to Caitlin Murray. Go ahead, Caitlin.
Hi, Vlatko.
Hey.
Katerina was just here, and she mentioned that the first meeting back was about what happened at the Olympics and maybe some smaller details that need to be addressed. I'm wondering if you're giving yourself a certain amount of time to talk about and focus on the Olympics, and then when you expect to fully turn the page and look ahead to the next World Cup and maybe start making some bigger changes from what we saw in Tokyo.
So obviously after the Olympics, I was able to visit with every player on the team, with all individually, all the staff members, and debrief with everyone, and look at smallest detail, do all kinds of evaluation analysis. So and now this was the first time since the Olympics that we're together. And before we moving on and started preparing for the World Cup qualifiers, we wanted to close that chapter and make sure that we all understand what happened and what needs to happen going forward and the things that we need to improve on. So that's why the very first meeting was about the Olympics, but not necessarily just about the Olympics, but it was about closing that chapter and opening up a new one.
If I can just follow up. As far as you're concerned, is the chapter closed, or is this camp going to be, a process of closing it? So that'll still be happening over the next few days.
I mean, that chapter is closed, but obviously there are things from there that we have to address, and that will not be just this camp. There are things that we learn from the Olympics that we're going to have to address, and it will be a process as we're moving forward that we're hoping to evolve in things that we want to evolve in, develop, or get better at.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to Meg Linehan. Go ahead, Meg.
Hi, Vlatko. Just in terms of this roster, obviously a few players coming in that weren't on the Olympic roster, but I was hoping to ask you about someone that is probably otherwise on your radar that has been in some very good form in Sydney Leroux, and where you might be at in considering her and watching her in the NWSL.
Yes, obviously I know Sid very well. Had a chance to work with her for a couple of years when I was in Kansas City, And one thing I know about her, she's always very determined, and she's got qualities, and is one of the top players in the country. She's in very good form, and we're following her and watching her very close. But in the same time, there are other players that are in good form and are playing just as well, that are playing in that position. So going forward, Sid is someone that we're not just gonna put on the side and say okay, she's she had a chance and it's over and done. We're gonna keep it open, and if we feel like she's someone she can help us in the process going forward, we would be happy to invite her. And I was just going to add to that, a good example for that is someone like Christy Mewis. She was in camp, she was on the national team for a long time, off for a long time, and she came back. So the door is always open for anyone that we feel like they can help us be successful.
Perfect. Thank you, Vlatko, and happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Meg. A lot of birthday wishes for Vlatko. Looks like the last question goes to Jessa Braun. Go ahead, Jessa.
Hey, thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
So Julie's injured, so obviously a big gap to fill there. Andy Sullivan kind of plays a defensive midfield position with her club team. So kind of just wondering what role you envision for Andy on the field.
I think that obviously first it's unfortunate for Julie and the injury that she has, but I want to say that this team is so deep in every position that even though we're missing good players, we always have good players to replace them with. And in the form that Andy has been in the league so far and how well she's performing, I think that she's gonna come in and have no problem adjust to what we're trying to do. And in this 2 games, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Andy on the field, and we're gonna see her getting a lot of minutes. It will be a good opportunity for her to refresh some of the principles that we have as a team, and get back to where she was before the Olympics, when she was with us. In terms of midfielders, I just want to add, I don't know if was announced or not, but Lindsay Horan is also not going to be able to play these 2 games because she picked up a small knock in the last game, last club game against North Carolina. She came off the field early. So basically for us is now we were evaluating everything and felt like for her long-term health is better if she takes a little bit of rest in these 2 games and hopefully get back on the field with her club.
Excellent. Vlatko, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.